What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to another episode of the Beautiful Vessels podcast. I'm your host, Sydney Therese, and I am so grateful that you are here with me again, tapping into another episode. Today, we're talking about something that so many of us struggle with: comparison. And I'm not just talking about comparing careers or outfits. We're talking about all of it. You open your phone, scroll your feed, and suddenly you see someone getting engaged, buying a house, launching a business, going viral, living their best life. And before you know it, you're questioning your own life. And it's not even that you're not happy for them. You are deep down, but also deep down, there's a little voice in your head that's saying, okay, God, but what about me? And that feeling, it's really heavy. It's real. And if you don't get a handle on it, it'll have you questioning things, asking, is God really here? Comparison is sneaky like that. It makes you feel like you're behind, like you're not doing enough. But today, we're breaking free from that mindset because God never called you to her race. He called you to yours. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This one really hits home for me. I remember sitting in my living room one day, scrolling my feed, and I saw this girl that I went to college with. She just looked like she had it all together. She just closed on her house, she announced her engagement, and she was celebrating some big promotion at work, all in what seemed like the same week. At least to me, it did. And I was genuinely happy for her. But at the same time, I felt like there was this little knot in my stomach because I knew that I wasn't there. I knew that my life didn't look like that. I wasn't checking off those boxes in that order. And without even realizing, I started questioning my own journey. Am I behind? Did I mess up somewhere? Am I doing enough? And listen, that feeling, it's real. Because it's so easy to start measuring your life with somebody else's ruler. It's so easy to let somebody's highlight reel make you feel like you're falling short. But I had to stop and remind myself, God didn't make a mistake with my journey. He didn't overlook me, forget me, or put me on a slow track. My path is mine. And the moment I started embracing that, the weight of comparison started lifting. Because at the end of the day, comparison blurs vision. Comparison will have us overlooking the blessing that God has already placed in our lives today. It will have us looking towards what's coming next instead of basking in the beauty of living in the prayer answered, the thing that we prayed for. When you're too busy watching her lane, you miss what God is doing in yours. You miss the lesson He's trying to teach you before He blesses you. We always question God's timing, but it isn't until we get what we prayed for that we realize God waited to give us the blessing when the timing was perfect for us. So why not trust God in the beginning? From the start, from the moment that comparison begins to kick in. He has a plan that is greater than our own understanding, and it aligns in ways and according to the good for what is best for us. So maybe the door has not opened yet because we're not ready to walk through it. And that's really a harsh reality, but a self-reflective truth that takes worry out of what's happening around us, but instead makes us think about what we can do better. We can shift the prayer at this point. What can God do for me that will make me worthy of the blessing? God, order my steps in a way that I will be able to be equipped to handle the blessing when it comes my way. God, lead me towards what you have for me and make anew in me, one that I am able to understand your timing and not my own. I often talk about how every single bloom is a custom design. What God is doing in your life, it's not supposed to look like what He's doing for anybody else. There's a part in my ebook where I wrote, comparison blurs your vision. When you're busy looking at her lane, you miss what God is trying to show you in yours. And that's what I need you to hear today. Your lane is so sacred. Your process, your pace, your path, it's truly divine. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where God needs you to be for what He's building in you. And I know it's really hard sometimes. I know social media makes it easy to believe that you should be further along, doing more, achieving more, faster. But here's the thing, God's timeline is never rushed. He's not comparing your journey to hers. That's us. We put that on ourselves. We put pressure on ourselves that God never asked us to take. Galatians 6:4-5 says, make a careful exploration of who you are and the work you have been given, and then sink yourselves into that. Don't be impressed with yourself. Don't compare yourself with others. Each of you must take responsibility for doing the best work you can with your own life. This scripture says it plain. Stay focused on what God gave you. Your only job is to be faithful with what's in your hands, not what He gave her. Not what's trending, not what looks good on the feed, not what He placed in someone else's hands, what He placed in yours. And let me say this, God isn't keeping score the way we do. He's not looking at your life and saying, oh wow, she's 33 and she's still trying to figure it out. She's behind. No, that's us. That's the world pressure that we're talking to. So I want you to ask yourself, whose timeline am I following? God's or Instagram's? Because God doesn't operate on likes or follows. He operates on purpose and timing. And when you fully trust His timeline over the world's, there's peace in just that. Who are we constantly comparing ourselves to? And why? Is it that friend who seems to have it all figured out? That influencer who's always traveling, launching businesses, and reaching new milestones? Maybe it's someone close to us, someone whose life seems like it's moving at full speed while ours feels like it's at a standstill. What made this person more worthy than you or me? Literally nothing. Nothing at all. It was just her season, and God has a season waiting for you just like He has a season waiting for me. And now let's be real. Why do we feel that we need to pressure ourselves against them? What is that all about? Their successes make us question our own? Have we convinced ourselves that we are behind? That we've missed something? That maybe, just maybe, we're not doing enough? But here's the truth. Comparison doesn't just come from what we see on the outside. It comes from what we truly believe within ourselves. What do we believe about our own lives that make us feel like we're not enough? Where did that belief come from? Was it something that we were told growing up? A moment when we failed at something and convinced ourselves that we're not capable? Or is it simply that we're pressuring ourselves from a world that makes us feel like we should do and be more than what we are? But let's remind ourselves of something right now. God has never looked at us and thought we weren't enough. The world may set unrealistic expectations, but God has divine timing. He knows exactly what He's doing in our lives. Our stories unfolding exactly the way that He has envisioned and exactly the way that they're meant to. And the moment that we start believing that, everything changes. What would our lives feel like if we fully trusted God's timing and knowing that it's perfect? Let's take a second and really think about that. What would it feel like to wake up every day with peace, knowing that we're exactly where we need to be? To stop rushing our process and to start embracing where we are right now. To stop letting someone else's timeline make us question our own. Because the truth is, when we stay in our own lane and when we run our own race, there's no traffic. It's peace. It's purposeful, and it's ours. No more measuring our journey against hers. No more letting someone else's success make us feel small. No more questioning whether we're behind, because we are not behind. We're not late. We're not missing anything. We are exactly where we need to be. So the next time comparison tries to creep in, let's remind ourselves, my race is my race. My pace is my pace. And God's timing for my life is perfect. And when we start believing that, we'll stop striving and start blooming exactly where we're planted. If today's conversation spoke to you, and my prayer is that it did, then Bloom Again ebook was written for you. Comparison isn't something we just snap out of overnight. It's a mindset shift. It's a process of transformation. And if we truly want to break free from it, we have to renew the way that we see ourselves, our journey, and the way that God's timing aligns in our life. That's exactly why I wrote Bloom Again, because I know what it feels like to question whether you're behind, to wonder if you're doing enough, to feel stuck watching others flourish while you are still trying to figure things out. But here's what I've learned. We are all in the blooming season. And when we don't see the growth yet, that's when comparison kicks in. This book and the Bloom Again Journal ebook is designed to help you shift the way that you think about things and understand what God is doing in your life. It's filled with scripture, reflections, and guided exercises to help you. It will help you recognize the lies of comparison and replace them with God's truth. Shift your focus from others and what they have going on to what God is doing in you. Embrace your unique process and make you stop questioning your own timeline. And develop a stronger faith mindset that will allow you to understand God's timing for your life. This isn't just a book that you just read once and move on. This is a resource you'll come back to time and time and time again. Because every time comparison tries to creep in, every time you feel yourself slipping back into the cycle of doubt, this book will remind you, you are not behind. You are not missing out. You are exactly where you need to be. And I want you to be the first to get your hands on it. So go to beautifulvessels.co/bloomagain and sign up for my email list. You'll get exclusive updates, early access, and a first look into the journal ebook. And I'll also throw in some encouragement to keep you grounded on a daily and for you to understand your truth. This is a free guide that will be sure to help you on a daily. All right, beautiful people, that's a wrap for today's episode. If this message spoke to you, do me a favor, screenshot this episode, share it on Instagram, tag me at Sydney Therese and Beautiful Vessels so that we can see your biggest takeaways. I love seeing how these conversations resonate with you. And trust me, it means so much to me to hear your reflections and your testimonies. And next week, we're going to go even deeper. If we're really going to start blooming again, it starts right here. So stay tuned, and I will see you next time.